Yam La Yahweh Bashim Yal Shah Bashim Kakadash, the honors of the Apostle Elsbury Millstone, peace, citation, hopeful, like Shalom. And I'm going to get on this topic about Gmail and Google Photos, how this is going to be a content purge. And this is ultimately going to lead to the famine of the word. So it says in Forbes.com, Gmail and Photos content purge starts in 5 days. Protect your data now. It says, don't delay, act now to save your old Gmail. It says the countdown clock for the great inactive Google account purge is ticking. Act fast to save your old Gmail and Photos content. Here's what you need to know and do. With just days to go until December 1st deadline, when Google starts enforcing an updated inactive account policy, users are understandably concerned about what will happen to their content, such as Gmail, messages, photos, and documents. The good news is that for the vast majority of Gmail and Photos users, their account will remain safe from the content deletions to come. That's because most of the 1.8 billion Gmail users and 2 billion Google Photos users have active accounts. In Google policy terms, they have accessed their Google accounts within the last 2 years, although no statistics are available to reveal just how many inactive Google accounts there are. If the number is just 1%, that would still mean 18 million Gmail users and 20 million Google Photo users is in the crosshairs. That's a lot of messages and photos about to go to the great trash can in the sky. Why is Google deleting Gmail and Photos content? The official reason is that of improving security. As Ruth Cricelli, a vice president of product management at Google, said in a May 2023 update, if an account hasn't been used for an extended period of time, it is more likely to be compromised. This might sound like something up a stretch, but it does make sense. As older accounts are less likely to have things such as two-factor authentication running. Google itself says that it has internal data that suggests these inactive accounts are in fact 10 times less likely than active accounts to be using 2FA. I would advise you complete the Google account security checkup when you sign into an inactive account, so as to ensure it is properly protected. A compromised Google account is akin to the keys of the online kingdom for a threat actor, although the value of an abandoned account could be argued to be much less than an active one. I suspect that there are additional reasons behind the change to the inactive account policy, not least the cost of storing all the apparently unwanted data. And it says how to prevent Google from deleting your Gmail Photos account. So what you must do to guarantee that your precious memories are saved from this purge. First is, if your Google account is linked to an educational establishment or is a business one, it is outside of the scope of inactive account policy and your content and data are safe. If your account includes YouTube content, then it's also safe. Everything else, however, is within scope, provided there has been no account access across the previous 2 years. As I reported earlier this month, account access covers a lot of ground in terms of what will flag one as being active. If you read or sent an email using Gmail, stored something in the Google Drive, downloaded an app from the Google Play Store, added a photo to Google Photos, or even performed a Google search while logged into your Google account, your precious content is safe. Regarding Google Photos, you need to ensure you have logged in to it specifically within the last 2 years. Don't delay, act now. You can't afford to sit back and assume that your account is safe just because you have not received one of the account deletion notification emails that Google sent out this year. We all know how easy it is to miss an email, even an important one like this from Google. Instead, you need to be proactive and sign into any and all Google accounts and services you use. That way you can be sure your content will not be deleted. It's important to note that this purging policy doesn't apply to Gmail Photos. Instead, it's an account-based thing that will also catch Google Drive, Docs, and calendar data. So yeah. So You see, Esau is really just finding a way to just attack, people that teach this truth. Not even us. It's just, he's doing this to try to limit a lot of information for being spread out in the internet. These things are just, tactics to pretty much try to limit the amount of truth that's being spread on the internet. But without further ado, I'll bring out some scriptures and Lord will make this lesson edifying. In Amos 8:11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro, and to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst." And you see, one famous platform a lot of brothers like to use, to store information would definitely be like Google Photos. Because, even when you buy these cell phones, there's a certain amount of storage that you can only, allow to save when it's coming to like certain videos and, certain photos that we use for the truth and things of that nature. And then we also have certain things that we do in our personal lives too, of course, where we use these platforms that's from these major companies to pretty much store our data. And, Esau's trying to find a way to basically come at brothers, indirectly, because they're not trying to say that, they're doing this, as a way to attack the truth. Esau not going to come out like that. He's going to try to make it look like, that, these accounts are more likely to be attacked or hacked or whatever the case is. So that's why he wants to try to find a way to look like, he's doing the right thing. Because as the scripture says that in the book of Psalms, I believe it's 55th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, but it mentions how Esau his words are smooth as butter and soft as oil, and yet they're drawn swords. So the devil's going to try to make it to sound where he's trying to help the people, but at the same time, it's like he's really trying to do harm. And, as brothers in this thing, we do have like, when it's coming to teaching this word, some brothers got like 2 YouTube accounts, some got 3 or 4, and so forth, because of the fact that how this devil likes to try to attack your content and want to try to take down certain channels just because you pushing out certain videos that seem to go against the community guidelines. So my advice would pretty much be to just go as far as not leaving your accounts inactive. Just still try to like log in, set up maybe a 2 security authenticator factor, something along those lines, to try to keep your content safe, in the meantime. But we do all know in the spirit that, the internet shutdown will eventually happen, and it's not going to happen unless the Lord allows it to. But in the meantime, while the word is still out, we still got to do our thing and try to keep our content safe, before that time comes. Because our job is mainly to just seal the elect and continue to do the works of the Most High until, he wants the word to be stopped, after the elect is sealed, of course. But we don't want to make the lesson longer than it should have. It's just straight to the point. But with that, hope I made the lesson edifying. Let's give all glory, praise, honor to Adonai, Yahweh, Bashem, Shalom, Akim, Shah, Bashem, Kakadash, double honors and apostle, Elsewhere, Millstone, peace, citation, hope for election, Shalom.